Sunday, and time for a new episode of Record Collecting with the Quill. Well, for this week, I already had a subject planned out in my head, but then the other day, Russia decided to invade Ukraine, and all of a sudden we had a major war here in Europe. So everything is a little bit upside down, and while I was out jogging today, a new subject came to my mind, namely anti-war songs. So that's what we will talk about today. There's tons of songs written about wars, the horrors of it, and I think for every major conflict, music is culture, and whatever happens in culture sort of is getting written about. Musicians sort of comment about whatever is going on in the world. So there's quite a few great songs written, as I said, about the horrors of war. So I thought I'll pick some of my I don't know, favorites are not a good word these days, but songs that I think are important for various reasons. Just some of them are sort of comments about leaders and what they sort of do with their countries and people living in their countries, and others are just sort of giving hope in troubled times. So starting out, my first pick is the greatest lyricist of all time, Bob Dylan. And on this album, the freewheeling Bob Dylan, you have the great track Masters of War, which sort of is directed through to the leaders of the world, of sort of what gives you the right to sort of interfere with my life, which was written in the early 60s, but it's just as relevant today, or even more so. And as I said, he's written a lot of great tracks about, especially in the early 60s, about leaders and war. You have the times they are changing as well, but my pick will be Masters of War. Great lyrics, as I said, as relevant today as it was when it was written in 1962, I believe. Great track. Next one, as I'm a big fan of 60s and 70s music, there's a lot of music in my collection which sort of make comments about the Vietnam War, and this is a great album. I'm really fond of the Grand Funk Railroad, the E Pluribus Funk, and you have a track called People Let's Stop the War, sort of a comment about the Vietnam War. They was sort of writing quite a few songs around that time about the Vietnam War. This is a great sort of rare artwork as well. It's made to look like a coin, so you can see, and it even has sort of an inlay as well, round. And I don't have actually the actual disc. There you have it. I don't have the actual disc in it because it's really fragile, this cover, so I'm sort of trying to keep them apart. But a great song with a great lyric as well. Also commenting, as I said, there's a lot of songs commenting about this one is sort of more about the Cold War, the Deep Purple track, Child in Time. Whereas Bob Dylan's lyrics for Masters of War are quite long and intricate, Ian Gillan keeps it short in Child in Time. The lyrics are quite short. They sort of comment about the Cold War, but I think the music speaks volumes here as well, and as powerful as they are, and also Ian Gillan's singing on this one, his high notes are fantastic and sort of tells a story in its own way, which I think are great, actually. This is a Japanese, I think it's a Japanese reissue of this one. Great album as well. Also in the same vein, I posted on our Facebook and Instagram a short live clip of Black Sabbath playing war pigs the other day, but Facebook took it down because of copyright violations, so I'm sort of putting this forward here instead. The track War Pigs, as I said, is also as relevant today as it was when it was released. Black Sabbath has quite a few songs written about the horror of war and nuclear bombs. You have Hand of Doom, you have Electric Funeral as well. And here we have a Italian pressing of the Paranoid album. Great Black Sabbath album, and as I said, they have some great songs about the horrors of war. Next one, that's sort of a little bit of a different take on it. This one, Gary Moore's After the War. This is the last sort of hard rock album he did before he turned into the blues megastar. This is a great album. You have Cozy Powell on drums, you have Bob Daisley, you have Neil Carter as well, and this is written sort of the after the war lyrics, as I interpret them, are sort of more of a comment that after the war, what happens? You go into the war as a soldier and think you will be a hero, but once everything is over and you're alone with your experiences, maybe war's not so glory. It's sort of glorified a lot, and it's sort of great, actually quite great lyrics and a great track as well. So next pick, After the War with Gary Moore. Next one, this one, War. It's actually a cover version. Was originally written or recorded by Edwin Starr. Came out, I believe, as a comment to the Vietnam War as well, and I'm really fond of this Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band's version of it as well. This is the single and the B-side, Merry Christmas Babies. So, maybe not as relevant today as the A-side, but also Springsteen has written quite a few songs commenting on war. You have Born in the USA as well, but I'm quite fond of this one. It's really powerful, and it was one song I remember as when I was young, the sort of one of the songs that got me into listening to the lyrics. Actually, it was easy as growing up to sort of relate to that to those lyrics. So next pick, War, Bruce Springsteen. And last but not least, how can you talk about anti-war songs without mentioning John Lennon? And there's a couple of tracks you can choose. Actually, this is a collection of his greatest hits. I would go for Give Peace a Chance by the Plastic Ono Band, but you also have, of course, Imagine, and you have Happy Christmas, War is Over as well. But I'll go with Give Peace a Chance, and hopefully the leaders of Russia and Ukraine sort of can come to terms, hopefully as soon as possible. I know Ukraine wants it anyway. Last pick of the evening, Give Peace a Chance, John Lennon. Well, sort of I don't know, maybe not a fun episode, but it's important nonetheless. And I think also it's important to, if you want to help out, as you can always send money. You can, the Red Cross has a helpline for Ukraine, or you can go through whatever help organization of your choice, so you can help out to all those people suffering in Ukraine right now. Well, that's it for now. Make sure you follow us on social media, and also please feel free to comment and what are your, as I said, not favorite songs about anti-war, but what are your songs that you think are important, I think is a better way to put it. Please leave comments in the comment section, and I'll see you all again next week. That's it for now. Thanks and bye.